Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, the inconspicuous questions that revolve Steve Bisciotti. I kind of touched on this before, right? About the whole Ravens fiasco. And we're talking about not this offseason, the previous two off seasons. And I laid it out that I truly felt, heart of hearts, right, that the reason why the Lamar deal never got done was not because, I'm starting to really truly believe that it wasn't because of EDC, right, even though he plays a part in how you build the team, but strictly because of Steve Bisciotti. Steve Bisciotti, and I've said this in a previous video, I said that I think that he's the mastermind behind everything. As much as I go in on Harbaugh and EDC, I think that he plays a more integral role than he's ever given credit for. And what I mean by that is we've seen a collaborative effort from multiple front offices to say we're not even willing to find out if it's true if Lamar Jackson wants a fully guaranteed contract. Lamar came out and already said, look, even if I did, I wouldn't, I'd do a shorter contract. But he's never come out and said I wanted a fully guaranteed contract. That's always been speculation. He actually talked to Stephen A., which we found out wasn't lying, and stated that I've never asked for a fully guaranteed contract. But the way the teams are moving is as if they have already made up their minds that he is, and there's nothing that they want to hear about or even give the concession to speak to him about it. That would mean billionaires. How do you get in touch with billionaires? I'll tell you how. By talking with another billionaire. That's how. Okay? Steve Bisciotti, right, has had the chance to pay this man after 3 years. That means his first season as a rookie, his second season the MVP, his third season he won the playoff game, right? So in 3 seasons, he was the winningest quarterback at his age. He also was an MVP and he won a playoff game, right? They could have paid him then, and they didn't. And I kept hearing grumblings that, Bisciotti didn't want to give up the money, blah, 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 blah. And then Bisciotti comes out and lies. And he says, it's because Lamar Jackson doesn't feel worthy enough to accept a deal, which Lamar Jackson came out and refuted it. That should have been the first indicator right there that Bisciotti is behind this, right? And then he goes and lies and also says that, EDC's been trying so hard, but after a while, you can't just keep calling somebody that doesn't want to get a deal done, which we found also was a lie because EDC actually said that they were on the phones and they were talking constantly. So this man, Steve Bisciotti, has been in the background playing everybody like a marionette, working all the strings to better establish his already powerful stuff. And what I mean by that is he's flexing, right? He flexed. And what I mean by flexed is he lets you know just how respected and just how well connected he is in the billionaire circles of the NFL. I already told everybody how rich he was, right? I let everybody know. So it can't be like, he was like 5th or 6th richest owner in the NFL. When the reports came out, what the Browns did, right? And mind you, and let me backtrack that real quick, right? The Browns weren't the first organization to give a QB a fully guaranteed contract. The Vikings were, right? The Vikings were. The Vikings gave a 3-year deal at like $90 million, right? At the time, which was one of the highest at market value. You understand where I'm coming from? It was one of the highest paid, and he had 3 years fully guaranteed. It's just the Cleveland Browns took it a step further and promised instead of 2 or 3 years, they promised 5 years fully guaranteed. That's the difference. But anyways, I'm going to get back to it, where he stated and said, look, I don't like what the Browns did, and I don't think that it was the right person to be giving it to. And, they kind of messed up a lot of people's the way that we do business. And he was already talking about how he felt personally about the situation, about the contract. This is why I've told everybody before, right? This is a Ravens team that has been built up on being very money conservative. That's just the way they are. They don't believe in putting off or betting off years into the future to achieve success now. They have already stated that they'd rather win 9 games and tell their team that they're playing as hard as they can than actually surrounding their team with absolute talent that has a chance to win Super Bowls multiple times, because it would cost more than they're used to spending. I'm at a point now to where I truly believe it's all connected. I already been there, but more now than ever before, I am on the boat saying, yo, this is the owners coming together saying, hey. And I was, listen, on the Pat McAfee show, JJ comes on there today, and he actually talks about how he was so surprised at what had happened when every team came out. And I'm going to play the clip for you, right? And we're going to dissect it, and we're going to go a little further on it, because I wasn't the only one that was surprised about what had happened and why I feel the way I do about Steve Bashai. So without further ado, I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to break it down, all right? Here we go.
That you put out there. The Lamar Jackson tweet I found incredible, and obviously 15.5 million impressions on a tweet. Hey, that's a good tweet.
Wow.
Hey, it looks like you might be able to do something with this media career.
Hell yeah.
Might be able to do something. Over 10,000, 11,000 retweets is hilarious as well. Why are all these teams so publicly out on Lamar Jackson, an NFL MVP winner in his prime, at the most important position in the entire NFL? What am I missing here? We're all very confused as well, but you understand the business of the game just as much as we do. There's like the thought that they don't want to do the guaranteed contracts. And you were in the league a long time. I got a chance to be in a league in the previous generation. Previous generations from us, everybody that has ever talked business-wise about the NFL contracts has said, we need to get guaranteed contracts. Like,
see how they bring it back to the guaranteed contract?
For a lot of humans in NFL locker rooms. So when Deshaun Watson, with everything that was going on, I know, teammate of yours, but with everything going on, in that your moment of walking off the field with him saying, we just wasted one of your years, that is NFL Films, by the way. Yet again, that's a whole other thing. But with everything that was going on at the time and how serious everything was, for a $230 million guarantee to happen with the Cleveland Browns, I think a lot of quarterbacks, especially guys that won MVPs, were like, okay, now we go. Now this is it.
Right.
Do you think the NFL has just said we're not doing it? Like, what do you think it is with the whole Lamar situation from your perspective?
Well, I think there's two things here. Number one, my tweet is, if people want to talk about the contract and the negotiations and the guaranteed money, there are arguments to be made there. There is no question. My tweet was specifically in regards to how quickly so many teams announced that they were out.
We're out!
Now, yeah, it was literally like, we're out. Oh, look, this team's out. And it was very strange in a world where the single most important position by far and a unanimous MVP winner is available at the age of, 27 years old or whatever it is?
6, I think. 7, yeah.
And everybody's just all of a sudden out so quickly. Like, you're not even going to make a phone call. You're not even going to just do some due diligence. We're just going to be out. That's what struck me as so odd, and in this situation was a little strange. Now, guaranteed money and everything, I'm a player. Guaranteed money is the number one thing that I would love. Like, I would absolutely love for that to be the case. I completely understand from a business perspective why the owners fight staunchly against that, as they should, as businessmen. But for players, and if I'm sitting in Lamar's shoes and I'm looking at the Deshaun contract, I'm absolutely saying, I'm a unanimous MVP. I'm still in the young prime of my career. Why shouldn't I get that? Like,
okay, so listen. I'm going to cut it right there. And the reason I'm going to cut it right there is because he said everything I wanted him to say, right? I want everyone to take a step back. Think about this real quick. We're in such a unprecedented footing. We've never had this before. A player in his absolute physical prime, right? Remember, he hasn't had no surgeries or anything, right? He was hurt inside of the pocket, and they know that. They watch enough film. They watch enough tape. They know. bad block, blind side hits, stuff like that. Knock him out of the game, stuff like that. Not even a call? Not even a text? Not even a hey, let's just keep our mouths quiet and maybe keep it quiet because he's not saying anything. So if we don't say anything, he's not going to say anything either. But to publicly let it be known that you will not even entertain that road should let y'all know just how powerful Steve Bisciotti is. I've been saying this forever. The man is he's the master villain of this story. For everybody that's lost in the sauce and believes that, oh, no, they don't have no say, and blah, blah, blah. For the few people that really look at him and be like, yo, Bisciotti it's his money and stuff like that. It's him. You understand? Listen, I don't care what anybody says. As long as he does not want it to happen, it's not going to happen because at the end of the day, it's his team. That's just the way it works. This has nothing. Let me tell you something right now, right? I think the guaranteed contract is being used as leverage against a Lamar Jackson, but make no mistake about it, he does deserve one. The two quarterbacks that have gotten guaranteed contracts is Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson, and both of them together do not have the accomplishments of a Lamar Jackson. Both of them together with better weapons have not won as much as a Lamar Jackson. So then you have to start asking yourself, if he's done all of this, and even at those times where the teams will go so far for these other QBs, why are they all out on him? What is it we don't know? But I'm trying to tell everybody right now, this is Steve Bisciotti setting a precedent. He's drawing his line in the sand, and I'm telling y'all, he's one of the big voices amongst the billionaires that run the NFL. Because make no mistake about it, it's the billionaires that run the NFL. Roger Goodell works for them, not with them. They pay his salary. You understand where I'm coming from? So when I'm watching everything happen, I'm breaking everything down systematically, and I'm saying, hey, yo, really what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? It all points back to Steve Bisciotti. And I want to talk to another portion of the Raven fans. How could you even get mad at Lamar for asking for his market value? I want y'all to understand something. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, well, those are stupid teams that paid their QBs. No, they're not. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because a lot of these teams have won Super Bowls that have done it. My thing is that, think about it. You work your tail off. It's time for you to get paid. You could have been paid now 3 years ago. And every single year, it was a different excuse on why the Ravens didn't pay him. Every year. When the Josh Allen contract came, they said, look, just give him the Josh Allen contract. The Ravens didn't want to do that. The Ravens didn't want to give him that. They sure as heck didn't want to give him the Mahomes contract. So now it's up, and it's like, okay, well, Deshaun messed up the market. Oh, man, that's not what it's supposed to be. This is called reaping what you sow. But then what Bisciotti does is he comes out now and says, I don't give a darn what the market states. This is as far as we go. And if you want to go anywhere further than that, well, good riddance to you. And I truly do believe that. I am so sick of people alleviating blame off of the big three. And the big three is EC, Harbaugh, and Bisciotti. They're all responsible for everything you see transpiring on this team. If it comes down to Harbaugh hiring his friends, allowing them to mutilate the team, right? If it comes down to EDC picking and building the team. And then when it comes down to Bisciotti, paying and telling them what to do in the end when it comes to the most important position of the team. They're all interconnected. And all three of them are doing a piss poor job. I really was thinking about that the other day. And I was like, bro, like, why is it still here? And I think some people looked at it and said it has to, listen, we don't want to blame EDC because it's Bisciotti's money. But no, I think it goes even grand scheme bigger than that. Because even if he didn't want to pay it, right? Hey yo, hold on. Think about this real quick before I close, right? For all the stuff that Sean Watson was going through, you had 3 other teams bidding for his services. Even after he didn't play football, even after everything was up in the air, they were still willing to give him record money. Record money. So if Lamar says, look, if Lamar Jackson came out tomorrow and said, I'll take $200 million guaranteed on a $250 million deal, that's what they were going to offer. I think that's what they said the Saints and they were offering Deshaun Watson. It's just that the Browns upped it and said, we'll make the whole thing guaranteed. We'll get him in the building one way or the other. And he took it. None of those teams are even sniffing at Lamar Jackson. Forget collusion. I think this is a power move. I think this is Bisciotti showing y'all just how connected, just how powerful, just how macro he really is. And guess what? I don't think he's done yet. Because eventually, they're going to ask him questions like they did the other offseason. And I think he's going to let his feelings be truly known. And I think he's even going to probably let something loose or let something slip that, hey, you know, it's not just me that feels that way. Because let me tell you this right now, the NFL does not care how it looks about collusion. You understand where I'm coming from? Allegedly, whatever you want to call it, they don't care. Because you'd still have to find proof. Just like it's not about right or wrong. The justice system is not about right or wrong. It's about what you can prove. Can you give absolute proof that there was? And unless you have them with emails, unless you have them recorded, voice recorded, video recorded, or something of that effect, they know they hold the power position. And honestly, they're doing it to the detriment of the fans. This is along the lines of when the NFL said, you know what, players, since y'all don't want, we can get anybody to play for us, right? This is along those lines. This is them saying the Raven fans, for the most part, we feel will root for the team. If you're not here, who cares? We might have 1 or 2 bad years, but they'll be back. We're a drug, a purple-colored drug that they can't get enough of. So even if they're mad at us, they'll come back. Even if they have disdain for us, they'll still watch. Even if they're tired of our antics, they'll eventually get over it. And Bisciotti is looking at them and say, I'd rather lose for 2-3 years than to promise a player his ample due. And that should be the drawing line for every fan to totally stop watching this team if it gets to that. Because I'm telling you right now, they have no problem putting a losing product out there as long as you guys continue to spend your money. They have no problem with it. None. And that being in what we're watching football is a detriment to the game. Forget Lamar. It's a disservice to the competitiveness of the game. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, yo, listen. I just want to tell everybody this, right? Because a lot of people don't know, right? We're almost to episode 200. And I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all. Thank everybody for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tweeting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for it all. Thank you for donating. Thank you for supporting this channel. And I want to say I love you guys. But guess what? On the 200th episode, it'll be a very special episode because I'm introducing a new guest. Matter of fact, not even a new guest, but a new speaker. That's right. On the episode 200, there will be somebody else hosting the show. And I want to see, and listen, I want y'all to tune in and tell me what y'all think about the person hosting the show that day. That's right. The Wunderkind Show is expanding, baby.
Finish him, Daddy.
And we did. So, we're actually at this is episode 196. So 4 more episodes. That means in 4 days, the Wunderkind Show will be live, showing you a new host. So make sure you do not miss the 200th upcoming episode of the Wunderkind Show. And I also want to say thank you all for watching. Once again, you can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. You know I love commenting with you guys. Just be cordial and respectful to people's differing opinions, and we're okay. We're fine. And if you would like to donate to this platform to help it grow, to help it manifest into a greater media prospect, right? At the bottom of the screen is a CashApp, right? And the QR for a CashApp for the QR code. And in the description is also the CashApp # The Wunderkind Show. So once again, it's the Wunderkind Show. This is your now host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yeah.